What's poppin', guys? Welcome back to Sam Talk Sports. For the final game of the wild card round, we got the Cardinals versus the Rams tomorrow on Monday night. And oh boy, this is going to be another fantastic matchup. Two divisional rivals. They know each other extremely well, playing each other twice a year. And first off, right off the bat, the Cardinals 8-1 away. I mean, that's wild. They were 3-5 at home, yet they were 8-1 on the road. That just doesn't add up for me. I don't really understand why they're so elite on the road. Meanwhile, we got the Los Angeles Rams. I also remember that final game of the regular season when they played the 49ers. They really should have gone down win, but they choked, and I think it was like the first game McVay has lost leading, I think, after halftime or something like that. And if you look at these two teams, I feel like the Cardinals, they started off great throughout the season. I think they were like 7-0, if I remember correctly. Let me just double check. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, they were 7-0, and then they lost 6 of their last 10 games. While the Rams kind of got hot at the end of the season, I think they had 4 straight wins before the loss of the 49ers. Also, shout out to the 49ers, man. They made it through. They upset the Cowboys, which was really surprising for me. I was really impressed by their resiliency. Yeah, so 5 straight wins by the Rams before they lost to the 49ers. So the Rams are quite hot, while the Cardinals, they're not feeling it that well at this point in the season. But if they're back in the playoffs for 7 6 years, congrats to them. And even just like a basic look at the team stats, Cardinals 10th, 11th, 21st. If you guys don't know, I am a big fan of looking at stats. I feel like stats are a great indicator. Obviously not everything in terms of deciding who's going to have a better chance at winning a football game, but I'm a numbers guy. I enjoy looking at the stats. Meanwhile, the Los Angeles Rams, I mean, that trade for Stafford really changed the game for them. I feel like even in the previous years when they had Jared Goff, even when they made the Super Bowl, I just felt like the team wasn't that confident in him, in the sense that they didn't believe that he could lead them to the promised land, which is a Super Bowl ring. But with Stafford, he's experienced, he's played over a decade, and with the Lions, they weren't able to build a team around him. I feel like he was kind of forgotten in the league. People knew he was great, but they didn't really know just how great he is when he has complementary pieces around him that could allow his skills to go to another level. And so with the Rams, look at those stats. Passing yards impressive, 5th, points for 7th, points against 15 surprising, because I feel like the Rams have been quite a solid defensive team in the past few years, but they're middle of the road in this season. And the rushing yards, man, 25th, not good. Todd Gurley, where are you, man? Alright, so let's look at the quarterback comparison, because I always feel like the quarterbacks, how they play is a huge indicating factor in the playoffs on whether a team is able to win. Kyler Murray. Shout out to Kyler Murray. He has really improved every single season as he's been in the league. 24-10, decent stats. And this is his first time in the playoffs, so I feel like he's gonna be able to experience the playoff atmosphere. Is going to be quite different from the regular season. And what I feel like is impressive for Kyler Murray is he has had incremental increases and improvements in his performance. Completion percentage, 64, 67, 69. Touchdowns, yeah, he 2 less touchdowns, but he only played 14 games this year. And interceptions, it's kind of in the same range, but the rating, 87, 94, 100. Kyler Murray is going to be a great quarterback. Man, the NFC West is going to be such a tough division for years to come. 49ers, Cardinals, Rams, Seahawks. All these teams are real solid. Meanwhile, let's look at Matthew Stafford. 41-17, 2nd in the league in touchdowns, 3rd in yards thrown. Impressive. Matthew Stafford, look at all these seasons he played with Detroit, and even the touchdown interception ratio, it was always quite solid, but I feel like this year he really was able to showcase what he is able to do with a better offense. And man, can't say enough good things about Cooper Kupp. That guy is so good. I mean, I watch Rams games and he just makes these incredible catches. I mean, that connection that that Cup and Stafford developed in 1 year is incredible. Shout out to them. In the postseason, so Matthew Stafford has had 3 games of postseason. Mediocre performance, but at least he's had experience, and I feel like he has that hunger at age 33, to excel in the playoffs. While Kyler Murray, he's 24, very young into his career, just to start. He has plenty of good years to come. But before I make my prediction on this game, like I mentioned before, they were rivals. They are always going to be rivals in the NFC West, and that means 2 matchups per year. So, what happened in these matchups? The first one got the Cardinals winning 37-20. They both had perfect 3-0 records before this matchup. Kyler Murray impressed, 75% completion percentage, 2 touchdowns. Chase Edmonds, nice. Look at that average per carry, 216 yards. So I definitely feel like Arizona, they really need to establish a run game, especially on the road. And I feel like they've been able to do that given their 8-1 away record. Meanwhile, Matthew Stafford had an alright game for the Los Angeles Rams in the first game. And we flipped to the next one. When the Cardinals were 10-2, the Rams beat them on the road. And then Matthew Stafford had a stellar stat line. I mean, look at that. Nearly 80% completion rate, and then 3 touchdowns, no interceptions, while Kyler Murray, he had lots of yards, lots of attempts, but 2 interceptions. And I have the feeling that in this game, Matthew Stafford, being more experienced, he's going to be able to excel in this type of situation, while Kyler Murray, I feel like he's going to feel Aaron Donald's pressure on many, many downs. And I think the rushing game is going to be quite important for both sides. But if Arizona doesn't establish the run, I don't think Kyler Murray has enough experience in the playoffs to kind of carry the load. While I think Stafford will do just fine, especially with Cooper Kupp. I mean, look at that. So, like I mentioned before, the NFC West, such a great division, all positives for all 4 teams. Both teams for the Rams and the Cardinals, plus 88, plus 83, quite similar. So, what are my thoughts on who's going to win this game? I got my money on the Los Angeles Rams. Why? Because I feel like they're a much more complete team, much more experienced team. Kyler Murray, like I mentioned before, I don't feel like he is quite ready for this moment just yet. But give him, maybe even next season, I feel like he'll learn, grow, improve. But I think it's the Rams' time. James Conner, even though his average yard per carry is 3.7, those touchdowns, 15 is really impressive, so definitely watch out for James Conner in the red zone. I mean, 3.7 average yard per carry is 43, and he's listed as questionable. And another reason why I believe the Rams will win is the absence of DeAndre Hopkins, one of the most important receivers for this team, because, I mean, Hopkins is definitely a top 5 receiver when healthy, and I feel like he would have been able to give Kyler Murray more confidence in his throws, just throw in Hopkins' direction, and Hopkins will make some magic happen. But as you can see here, it says that if the Cardinals advance to the championship game in the NFC, then he might have a chance. So I don't think the Cardinals will get there this season, which is unfortunate. Meanwhile, I love the Rams, especially their mid-season trades or signings. Like I said before, Stafford, impressive year. Their run game, very reliable in my opinion. Only 1 fumble lost by Sonny Michel, their top rusher. And like I mentioned before, Cooper Kupp, it has been a revelation this year. Can't wait to see what he does in this game. But I want to kind of highlight the quality receivers and tight ends that this team has. Jefferson, Higbee, both solid players, and the addition of OBJ. Yeah, I know people are like, yeah, is he that great? But no, he is real solid, especially for the Rams in the red zone, 5 touchdowns. Defense, watch out for Aaron Donald and also Leonard Floyd. I got the Rams winning this one quite comfortably. Cardinals, lack of experience. Rams, they made the Super Bowl 3 years ago, so I got the Rams all the way. And that's pretty much it for this prediction. Thank you guys so much for watching. Peace.